Welcome to This Explainer. I am so glad you're joining us today because honestly, we're tackling a silent health crisis. It's an issue that's spreading like wildfire through a massive chunk of the population. Today, we're looking at some truly alarming clinical findings from Dr. Samra Amin. Over this past year, she's been keeping a really close eye on the health of modern men, specifically guys right around that 30-year-old mark. And well, the data she's seeing in her clinic, it's literally jaw-dropping. If you're a guy in your 30s, or, you care about someone who is, you really need to pay close attention to this. We are talking about a dramatic, complete collapse in male vitality.
Get ready for this number, 200. Yep, 200. That is the shockingly low baseline testosterone level Dr. Amin is seeing right now in almost all of her 30-year-old male patients. Literally, every single time she runs lab work for these young guys walking into her clinic, it's coming back right around 200.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the severity of this situation is just staggering. To put that into perspective, so many young guys today, guys who should be in the absolute prime of their lives, are just languishing at a baseline of 200. But healthy, optimal levels for a man, those should be up between 600 and 700. Dr. Amin notes that, on rare occasions, she might see a 400, but dropping all the way down to 200? That is a massive, completely unnatural gap between where young men are today and where our biology says they should be. It's basically like trying to drive a sports car with no gas in the tank.
So how on earth did we end up here? Well, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to cover the testosterone crisis, sleep, stress, and cortisol, diet and sunlight deprivation, alcohol and sedentary habits, the cortisol trap, and finally, breaking the cycle. Let's get to it.
Section 1. The testosterone crisis.
You know, the absolute most fascinating part of Dr. Amin's observation is that this widespread hormonal collapse is a uniquely modern problem. Our fathers, our grandfathers, they simply didn't face this issue at 30 years old. It just wasn't a thing. So we've got to ask ourselves, what drastically changed in just a couple of generations? Well, think about the historical lifestyle for a second. Our ancestors were actively living out in the sun, constantly moving around, and eating foods in their natural state. Now contrast that sharply with today's reality. Guys are up super late, grinding on online businesses, sitting hunched over at a desk for 7 or 8 hours straight, and eating highly processed canned foods. We have basically traded nature and movement for screens and convenience, and man, our biology is really paying the price for it.
Section 2. The cortisol trap. So the crucial point is understanding exactly why trading the outdoors for a desk chair is so devastating. We really need to look at this vicious cycle. Here's exactly how it works. When you're carrying excess body fat and you're under chronic stress, your body just pumps out this stress hormone called cortisol. High cortisol directly halts, literally suppresses, the production of testosterone. And what happens when your testosterone plummets? Well, your body actually becomes even more prone to storing fat and feeling stressed out. It's a total biological trap. It locks men into this downward physical and mental spiral that just feeds right back into itself.
Section 3. Sleep, stress, and cortisol. Okay, but what actually kicks off this vicious cycle in the first place? First up, we have sleep disruption. With the massive rise of online businesses and side hustles, guys are staying up incredibly late and cutting their rest way short. The big issue here? Testosterone is actually manufactured by the body while a man sleeps. If you aren't sleeping, you simply aren't producing. Period. Then you pile on the very real pressures of modern life. We're talking constant job demands, family responsibilities, rising bills, inflation, right? You know how it is. Everyone is feeling that squeeze right now. This chronic, unresolved daily stress means your cortisol is constantly spiking, which just completely shuts down your natural hormone production.
Section 4. Diet and sunlight deprivation. Beyond just the stress, our diets and our environments are quietly destroying male hormones from the inside out. Take our dietary traps, for example. We're eating processed foods packed in cans or boxes, stuff where the food has completely lost its original natural shape. These foods are pumped full of artificial colors, preservatives, and bad fats that actively damage the body. Combine that with our environmental traps, staying indoors, locked in rooms all day long. It's a disaster. By hiding from the sun, men are completely depriving themselves of vitamin D. And vitamin D is the absolutely crucial building block your body needs to synthesize testosterone. No sun, no building blocks.
But hey, there's a really easy fix for the sunlight problem. Dr. Amin prescribes a super simple, actionable morning routine. Step 1. Go outside between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. Step 2. Expose your face, your arms, and, oh, I love this detail, your bare feet. Take those socks off.
Step 3, just soak in that morning sun for about 10 to 15 minutes. This natural method of generating vitamin D is vastly superior to just, pop in a tablet supplement.
Section 5. Alcohol and sedentary habits. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is looking at a massive, direct biological shift. Dr. Ami points out that in so many social circles today, alcohol consumption has become incredibly common. But alcohol doesn't just make you tired. It actively increases female hormones in the male body while simultaneously driving down male hormones. Crazy, right? It causes a complete hormonal imbalance that directly sabotages your vitality. It is a massive roadblock for sure if you want healthy testosterone levels. And then, of course, we have the way we work. I really want you to absorb this stark warning straight from Dr. Amin. Quote, "A sedentary lifestyle will sink you. It won't get you anywhere." End quote. Sitting perfectly still for 7 to 8 hours straight at a desk basically guarantees a spike in both your body fat and your cortisol levels. It traps you right back inside that vicious cycle we talked about earlier, totally preventing your body from functioning the way it was originally designed to.
Section 6. Breaking the cycle.
All right, we've diagnosed the culprits. Now let's focus on the good part, reclaiming your health. Dr. Amin is very, very clear on this. You have the power to fix this naturally. Start walking daily. Hit the gym. Physical exercise is the ultimate foundational cure for so many of these modern male problems. Get that mandatory morning sun exposure on your bare skin. Fix your sleep schedule and cut out the processed foods. In fact, Dr. Amin insists that you should only seek medical consultation for oral medications if these foundational, natural methods fail to correct the issue first. The natural path is the best path.
So I'm going to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. Will you break the vicious cycle today? The blueprint is right here in front of you. It is time to step away from the screens, get outside into the sun, move your body, and take back control of your vitality. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope it sparked some curiosity and gave you the tools you need. See you next time.